Welcome back. Today we have a start of the week. Today is Monday, 11th of July, and I'm excited to bring you the latest development right now as shown on Wall Street. There's quite a lot of things going on at the moment, but I think I want to dive into the most important of them all. And before we get the show started running, and I want to welcome those of you who just logged in live together with me. And I would like to see you say hello to us at the chat, all right? If you're watching us from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or Twitch, please go ahead and go to the chat room and let me know you are right there, right? And I'm also trying to see where are you. Okay, today is a Monday. I just came back from Boat Quay, had dinner right there, and you know, sometimes it's really good to go out there and kind of know what's going on and on the grassroots level, all right? The restaurants are fully packed. We had our dinner at Jumbo Seafood Restaurant. This is one of the most famous crab restaurants here in Singapore. In fact, they got so famous because their food was so good, they became a public company. And the best part of it all, the owners didn't change. You know, the founding lady, I call it I think the wife of the big boss, she's still at the same restaurant at East Coast, still right at the front counter, taking in registrations, handling all kind of customers' feedback and getting them to queue and wait online. That's how amazing this business is, right? So I want to say hello to Casey Mack, Christopher, Isabella, good to see you back, Paul, and welcome to the rest of you. Some of you are watching us live for the first time. Welcome on board. Now, this is what I'm going to do for the next 100 days of stock market inspiration. Today, there's one very, very important article that kind of caught my attention, and I want to bring across to every one of us so that we can benefit from this learning together, all right? So let me just adjust my article, and we're going to watch it like this. This is my style of presenting it, all right? So here we go. The big article that just came out 3 hours ago is that Macau shuts all its casinos to curb COVID, gaming shares plunge. So we are dealing right now with a live situation, and of course I like to put it left and right. On the left is the news article, and on the right is the stock chart. And holy moly, the stock chart itself has collapsed, all right? It has dropped right now to 8.96%. It's a big hit. This is close, we can just take it as close to 10%, 31.30. This is really, really bad, all right? Now, in a situation like this, I tend to look at it as an opportunity for us to go in to pick up really low price. This is the mindset I've been turning on starting this year, 2022, because of so much volatility in the marketplace. Now, we've been hit left, right, center. And you know, we hosted a dinner for our friends from Vietnam, and they were telling us like the container in not the exact numerical terms, in the past, to ship a container from out of Vietnam is about $1,000. Just take it as an estimate. Right now, it's about $7,000. About 7 times it has gone up for the shipping cost. So you can see this supply chain choke point that started from China and then spread over from the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, kind of a whole world right now on a standstill. This is bringing much higher pricing to the end consumers, and as people like you and me, we're going to suffer by paying more. So this will be the tipping point eventually, which many economists are already talking about, that perhaps we are already in the start of a recession, in the middle of a recession, and the end of the recession is nowhere in sight. Okay? So we start off with this explanation, and then I show you how I go about looking at opportunities to pick up at a low price, all right? So here we go. Right over here, the city has more than 30 zones across the city lockdown, 4 rounds of mass COVID testing slated this week. I mean, if you've seen the images on the videos and and spreading around on Facebook, WhatsApp. It's like long queues, you know. I mean, we're going to read about how long is the queue just to get tested. And it's mandatory. If you don't get tested, the government is going to come after you, all right? So Macau's casino have been effectively shut for several weeks. Now, this is the opening liner. All of his casinos, for the first time, has been shut down in more than 2 years on Monday. Wow, this is huge. Sending shares in the gaming firms tumbling as authorities struggle to contain the worst coronavirus outbreak in the world's biggest gambling hub. All right, so this is the start point. Now, with this start point, we say, okay, looks like we got all the things to handle right over here. And then how are we going to understand from this article where is our what we call rules of engagement, ROE? So here we go. The first important timeline is that it was shut for 1 week and people were ordered to stay at home, though short trips for essential services were allowed, all right? So there's a 1 week shutdown, but is this going to pass on to a longer duration? Of course. I'm going to show you right now how this will translate. And let me just scroll down right over here. And we're going to go right into what the analysts are thinking about, all right? Here we go. Some of the analysts predicted that any recovery in gaming revenue might not happen until the end of the third quarter, which is 7, 8, 9 until end of September, or during the fourth quarter or the start of October, which is the fourth quarter. Well, this is damn bad, all right? We're about to finish the first month of the third quarter, which is July. Then you have two more months of shutdown, August and September. Now, from JP Morgan, we'll probably need to write off July, gone. And likely August, gone. And most likely September as well, from their own, perhaps, discounted cash flow, DCF modeling, and everybody using different models to kind of predict the price. So which are the affected ones? Sands in China on Hong Kong Exchange, down 9%. Melco, Hong Kong Exchange, down. Win Macau, down. SJM, Hong Kong Exchange, down. Galaxy, down. MGM China, down, 6 to 7%. But we are trading on the US market, right? So this is the part that we are very, very passionate about. And here we go. We continue to look at, this is the kind of a common picture right now. I mean, so much time, so much resources wasted just queuing here. This is a bloody waste of time. You know, I look at it, I scratch my head, I say, wow, is there a more efficient way to do this? How can you get people just standing there, waiting in the queue just to be tested? This is like a very, very traditional approach, but, you know, it's like in the biblical times when the country wants to do a census and everybody have flocked to cities just to be counted that you are part of the population. How could this be? We got modern techniques, modern technology, and we're still doing this right now. Absurd. And the problem is this. I'm going to sidetrack a little bit because this problem could have easily been resolved if the Chinese government works hand in hand closely with the Chinese entrepreneurs, people like Jack Ma. He would stand out and say, we got to solve this, help the government for free. That's what exactly he did in the past. Transportation got problem, they step up. Right? Logistics got problem, they step up. But somehow, you know, in recent years, the palace, should I just call it a palace for lack of better terms, have decided to come down hard against Chinese entrepreneurs like Alibaba, Tencent. Today they are down again, they have to pay more fines. And it seems like each time the government coffers run out of cash, they'll make the private enterprises pay fines. That's my read of it. And it's very sad, because technology companies could easily come up with a solution to solve a stupid problem like this that get normal people queuing out there, spend a few hours just waiting to get tested. This is ridiculous. Okay, we're going to read about it. Let's come down to here, and there's a 5 days enter exit for 5 days complete lockdown and whatever it is. All right. Now I'm going to come to this important paragraph right here. Casinos were last shut in Macau in February 2020 for 15 days. So what we need to do is exactly this, all right? We're going to put this across and look at the chart, and we're going to move it to February 2020, all right? So kind of a really easy to play and manipulate the charts right here. This is 2020. Look at the bottom right, and you can see the date stamp. And of course, we remember, the start of March is the complete lockdown, the pandemic crisis, all right? So this was the highest peak back then, right over this period. And that's the time I remembered, China and US trade relations were able to take one step forward for the phase one. And the stock market went on an all-time high on Valentine's Day, 14th of February 2020. The next day, everything collapsed because of the pandemic crisis. Likewise, they had to shut down back in February. I'm going to mark out February right here. This is the month of February, all right? And since then, they have broken the 200-day simple moving average line. Boom, they went below it, all right? So this part here from February went below it, but the highest price back then was $70. Just remember this $70, okay? Two things we're going to track is the $70 high price before the drop, or what we call the 15 days shutdown in Macau. Now this is very Macau specific. This is very Las Vegas Sands specific. Two things, all right? Macau, the country, which is part of China, and the public stock, which is Las Vegas Sands, which has a casino in Macau, all right? So that's 70. And the other line that we want to track is a 200-day simple moving average line running right over here. So we want to know when it passes through, which is exactly this spot here, but it failed to break above the previous high of the $70, okay? And then I continue to move. It stays above the 200-day simple moving average line. This part here was really gorgeous. Things were on a path of recovery. Everyone was just very, very hopeful last year, 2021. China has been keeping quiet, nothing, everything is right. Sinopharm, Sinovac, efficacy, damn good. Nobody talked about a zero COVID-19 policy. Then the nightmare came, boom. When it fell below the 200-day simple moving average line, this is no holds bar. And this year, China declared a zero COVID-19 policy, which is absurd to begin with. But, who am I to complain about this when there are 1 billion people in China complaining about it every day? Today, we took a big hit right here. Look at the stock price, it spiked down. And we go back just now to February 2020, it has not recovered. We want to understand, then will it recover from this red box onwards? Just take it as the price as 31 bucks. All right? Then we're going to continue with the article on the left. So there's so much frustration that fights have broken out at testing centers, while some residents have to queue for more than 20 hours. Can you imagine queuing for 20 hours under the hot sun and everybody just wearing masks around you, feeling sick and tired, and the queue is not moving? 20 hours. I mean, those were the good old days when we were driving our cars from Singapore to Kuala Lumpur, capital of Malaysia. I mean, my time is about 3 hours. I drive averagely fast, 3 hours to reach KL. And that's already fatigued and exhausted already. You are right now standing under the hot sun 20 hours just to have someone poke your nose. How does that feel, right? I think the people are going nuts over this. Not easy to handle at all. And in fact, they have to do 4 times this week. They have already been tested 6 times since mid-June and are expected to do rapid antigen tests daily. Wow. And even though more than 90% are fully vaccinated against COVID-19, this is the first time they have to grapple with the Omicron variant. So you can see this is a really tough nut to crack. How do we go about approaching this very unique situation to our advantage? All right? I mean, we are not saying that we are trying to take advantage of the people in Macau suffering and then we are here trying to make some money out of them. No. I'm going to present to you a fair view, a balanced view, and then we're going to decide end of the today's video what is your course of action, all right? So let me switch out right now to Las Vegas Sands with a bigger picture, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. By the way, I need to get your feedback, right? Typically around now, I want to know, are you guys enjoying it so far? If you guys are enjoying it so far, can you just say, I love it on the live chat. I wait for you as I sip my new tea leaves. And what I meant by my new tea leaves is I got this Gui Hua osmanthus oolong tea from Taiwan. All right, it's a mixture of chrysanthemum and oolong tea. All right, so I'm waiting for your feedback, and while I read out to you, I mean, this is right now the tea that I'm drinking for this season. All right, I hope it's sharp, maybe not so sharp right over there. Maybe try this one. Is it sharper right now? Wow, this is really nice. And then you have the flag of Taiwan shown on the box. And I believe and I suspect, because he has a flag of Taiwan shown on the box, it's not selling well, and that's why it's the one with the steepest discount available. And I'll buy. I say, wow, why so cheap? Just grab it all. Okay, so thank you very much. I see you guys, Kim San, Isabella, Casey, Mac, Christopher, Wylon, Clinton, Yen, Jeffrey, Peter, Kelvin, Ryan, Shalene, Paul, and K2. Thank you so much for joining us, and please send out the word to your village. Get them to join us in this YouTube as well. Okay, with that in mind, we are ready to share with you our analysis of this unique opportunity. Here we go. This is Las Vegas Sands, and you know, I like to manipulate the charts. And I think it's important that you learn this skill set as well. We manipulate the charts in a way we can really study it with an open pair of eyes. So I went to click on the maximum, and I realized that the only time that he has a major collapse, if I just plot a really nice round number, right? I mean, I'm just trying to find my really nice round number. That will be like $35 right here. And I draw a horizontal line, boom. Okay, and that will hit about $35. This is like the clearest support, other than the fact that back then in the 2008 financial crisis, it really took a big hit. 2008, all the way to the end of 2010 before it recovered, all right? So that's 3 years of losses right over here. Really painful, but it also depends because, you know, this video that I'm sharing with you, many of you are first-time investor, never invested into the marketplace before, and you are watching me live at this moment, all right? So you are very fortunate because if you have never entered the market before and you're watching for the first time, this is a great sale to you at this moment. As I'm presenting to you right now, it's the greatest sale moment ever. But if you have invested before, you know, you probably took a hit if you entered at a high price, then this is where we need to strike a balance, all right? So let me come back here and show you what my thoughts. Step number one, I'm thinking about the price of 35. This is a very strong support line, all right? Step number two, I'm very, very cautious of a potential drop like this back in 2008 financial crisis. That is possible. Anything is possible. What is possible? By end of September, the government further closed down the casino. It is possible because our emperor will only step into re-election mode around October, November this year, and I'm talking about Emperor Xi Jinping. He needs to win the re-election, and I think as the passing day goes by, I think there'll be challenges for his power. Many, many people are upset. The rich and the poor are equally upset. How do you manage a country, 1.4 billion people, with majority of people getting upset with you? And we've seen recent times. What's happening in recent times? Number one, Prime Minister Boris in England forced to step down because of his partying ways. I mean, he got everybody locked down while he's partying away in his Parliament House. He's forced to resign. Sri Lanka, likewise, the people revolted. He's forced to resign. In Japan, unfortunately, the murderer or the shooter killed ex-Prime Minister Abe from Japan because he felt much, much anger because the mother gave all of her money to the church. And he felt that that money should belong to him, and he couldn't do anything about it. He decided to kill Prime Minister Abe for supporting the church. I mean, the world right now is stepping into the crazy world of turmoil. And I mean, those church, yeah, I'm talking about those prosperity gospel church preaching every day about prosperity, and anyway, that's a separate topic. We can dive into that if you buy me a glass of whiskey. Okay, so two things: support line at 35, and then the crisis in 2008. There's a possibility it can drop below $5 per share. That is real. All right, anything is possible right now in this new world order. That's what I'm trying to say to you. And at this moment, if it's going to further lock down another 3 months, I think the price has to break somewhere. So I'm going to zoom in right now. Boom. Go back to my 1 day. And in this 1 day, you see how low it can really, really go. How low is low? The previous low point was actually right up here. It broke $30. So you can think about $30 as the really, really low price to break. Okay? But this break, there are two outcomes. It can break, that means touch 30 and bounce up again. Just like the previous time, boom, it touched, boom, shoot back up again. Or it breaks, and it breaks all the way down to your $5, which is also possible. So what is really, really possible is something for you all to think about tonight. I will give you 2 clues. You will not know about how I fire off the trades unless you scan the QR code in front of you at the Zoom, at the bottom right of the screen. You scan it, then you can follow together with me how to play this game. If not, you just have to take heed from the clue I'm giving you. And the clue I'm giving you is, hang on a minute, I'm getting there. You guys are excited already, oh my gosh. The clue I can give to you is this. You have to visit sense.com. The clue is found on this website. All right? Of course, the clue will not be explicit, telling you exactly what strike price or expiration date to buy, or whether it's even recommending to you to buy the stock. But if you look at this Titanic ship on the front page, on the homepage of sense.com, this is the beautiful Sense in Singapore. Our most famous casino in Singapore. All right? Give you a clue. The casino is packed in Singapore, jam-packed. It is so crazily packed that the hotel rooms are all fully booked. That's how crazy it is. Because we have decided to switch our policy from a policy of lockdown to a policy of making and ensuring that every citizen has done their vaccination. And since we have completed those phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, I'm not too sure how many phases we went through. Right now, we're on a policy that anyone from any parts of the world, you can board the plane, fly to Singapore as long as you have done your pre-COVID test or pre-vaccination test when you board the plane. And once you arrive in Singapore, there's no quarantine, there's no more further checks. You just happily stroll through the airport and arrive in our beautiful city. We are welcoming every single tourist on planet Earth to visit us. That is the clue I'm giving you. Okay? So, for those of you kind of want to learn from us, and especially I'm backing it up with a lot of the data from our proprietary software, you know, we are taking a position on this particular company tonight, whether it's a call or a put or buy a direct stock, not too sure yet. I'll be firing out to all of our subscribers of Don't Stop Believing Trades notification, and you can go right there on the bottom right of the QR code. Just scan it, or you can visit spi.ke/believe. And I welcome you to join me in this exciting hunt. Every single day, I'll be firing off one trade, and then we're going to do this all the way till the end of this year. All right? Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. You know, tonight there's quite a lot of things for us to digest in the market. I'm going to dive into further, deeper analysis, and I welcome you to join us really, really soon. Wednesday, we're going to have our CPI data release, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And I'll be doing the trade through the night together with my students from 8:30 a.m. We're going to trade all the way to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That translates to 8:30 p.m. Singapore time. We're going to trade all the way to 4 a.m. Singapore time. And then Thursday, I'll be meeting up with our members of the Cozy community to do the Cozy live trading. We are jam-packed for this week. There's quite a lot of things to cover. But that being said, you know, today is a public holiday in Singapore. Thank you so much for joining us. And with this message, I thank you and God bless you. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.